Like that? Tell the people that Phony Water is back. Like that? Tell the people that Phony Water is back. Like that?
You are tuned into the W Show on Sideline Sports Talk Network and 100.1 FM, Kansas City. Live from Radio Row in San Francisco, California. Brought to you by Gates Barbecue, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, Dillard Zona Rosa, the Soul of Santa, Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services, and Wood Nissan.
All right, we're back here live from Radio Row, having a lot of fun today. And what I mean by fun is we've had a lot of guests, some great guests come through today. And we have a friend of the show. He's been on with us pretty much every year since we've been doing Radio Row.
Yes.
Legendary. I'm going to say that again. Legendary sports agent, Lee Steinberg. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. Just my 52nd Super Bowl.
Yeah. And you brought this book by, man, The Comeback, Lee Steinberg. And I was reading something on the inside cover, and it says, this is your playbook for turning life setbacks into your greatest victories. Why is that?
So inevitably, life sets us all back. It could be financial, it could be health, it could be marital, could be substance abuse. And 20 years ago, I struggled with alcohol. And so I talk in this book about how you take devastation and crash and turn it back into resilience and the ability to come back. And it tells the stories of Warren Moon and Patrick Mahomes and Steve Young and a number of other people who faced adversity in their own life and faced a crash of their dreams, and then how did they ever come back in an effective way?
And this is your second book?
It's my fourth.
Your fourth book.
Yeah.
What all went into writing this? Because you put out 3 others, and everybody knows who you are, right? And everybody listens. When you talk, everybody listens. But why your fourth book?
Because the experience I went through, I want to spare other people from. So if someone's out there still struggling, it's about breaking denial.
Okay.
It's about admitting you have a problem. It's about taking the steps. In my case, it was a 12-step program with a unique fellowship. But it's about taking those steps that will get you back. And there's a universality to that theme, that we're all impacted in our own way, in our own time. So I wanted to do something that would make a difference.
Yeah, and you always have Super Bowl weekend, of course, and you always have the party of all parties there. We always look forward to. Just talk about the party this year. It's always focused on brain health.
So we're doing 2 hours of a brain health summit where we're bringing neurologists together from around the world to talk about what the state of knowledge is on traumatic brain injury and concussion and try to find a solution. Then we have a longevity lounge, which has got healing modalities that can help a player heal quicker, can spark energy, and for the rest of the population, promote cognitive fitness and health. So you're preventing it. So that's stem cell and Nanovi and Bimini and red light and a variety of things. Then we're giving humanitarian awards, and Art Rooney, the owner of Steelers, is getting one.
Nice.
Roshan Johnson, who's a running back for Chicago, is getting one. Ray Lewis and Steve Young are getting legacy awards. And scouting is our charity for this year. Last year we were the Urban League.
Yeah, nice. And I always got to ask you, man, who you got winning this game on Sunday?
When I watched Seattle beat San Francisco 41-6, I was sold on Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I never thought that a Mike Shanahan coach team could be beat that way.
Yeah.
And I think they have something special. Look, it's a Super Bowl. It's 2 best teams. But I also think this will be the marketing introduction of Drake May and Sam Darnold to the national stage. Because whoever performs more dramatically will leave that game as a very good player, but will enter as exit as household name.
Yeah.
Because that's the machine we have. Oh my God, I'm disconcerted because I'm looking at my old client Derek Thomas here, and, third and long.
Yeah. And I know we've been at a few third and long events, and that is day 58. So it's a 58-day donation calendar, which is basically the legacy lives on, and to help SAC literacy, which is you helped Derek Thomas.
Right.
Yeah.
We helped establish that initially.
Yeah. And I want to know and I've been wanting to ask you this for a few years, because you've had some talented individuals as far as, athletes. How do you judge talent?
It starts with character and personality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for players that have a giving heart. I'm looking for players that understand their power as role models to make a difference. Yeah. I'm looking for self-starters. And at the end of the day, what you're looking for athletically is someone who, in adversity, can triumph.
Okay.
Someone who a quarterback throws 2 interceptions. The crowd is booing. The center's looking at the quarterback like he's on hallucinogens. And what does he do now? Can he adopt a quiet mind, compartmentalize, and look and elevate his level of play in those critical circumstances? So that's the factors you look for.
Yeah, definitely. And that at everything that you just said, I mean, that sounded like Derek Thomas. Derek definitely with the the Third and Long Foundation, and then also a lot of the work that he and Neil Smith did. Can you talk about Derek a little bit? Because I mean, that's a guy that's still beloved in Kansas City.
He was one of my favorite clients of all time. He first of all, he could have been student body president of the league because he had more friends everywhere he went. And I ended up representing, I'd meet a Bruce Smith and then end up representing him. And I have had a number of Chiefs over the years, starting with Mark Bailey in 1977 and Brad Buddy in 1980 and Derek and Nick Lowry and Duron Cherry and Tony Gonzalez.
Warren Moon as well. He came in Chief.
Yeah, Warren. And so, but anyway, he had brilliance and transcendent ability to deal with issues like childhood literacy and the fact that he couldn't read when he was young, and so he developed this program. He also spoke on Memorial Day because his father had died in Vietnam, and he represented the pain and the heartbreak of everyone who ever lost a parent in the war. Yeah. And so he had that side. And then he also had the fact that he had about 1 million ideas. So this week it would be a chauffeur service, and next week it would be tailoring, the week after. So he was just so much fun. He was to work with, and the tragedy, and who did things like sack David Craig 7 times in one game?
Still remember that game.
He was a ray of sunshine in a world that's often troubled.
Yeah. And you market, you get the players, and I just want to know, how do you market them?
So it's all about brand today, and brand tends to be reflected in social media. So what's the website like? How many followers does the person have on TikTok or Instagram or any of those things? And then you monetize that. And then there are product categories. So it's a player performs dramatically in games that are watched by a lot of people. And it's a player who has personality and is quotable.
Yeah.
Do you think with the new NIL deals and the branding and the social media, it makes it hard for representatives like yourself to go out there and get more clients?
That's a really good question. And it's a really good insight because the truth of the matter is I'm not set up to talk to a 15-year-old about marketing,
Right.
being the marketing director. So a system that was designed to give a few players a few more dollars morphed into this chaos, which is high school to college recruiting, transfer portal, and money becoming the currency that decides who has the talent as a collegiate program. And it's really out of control. I've spent my whole life fighting for player compensation, so I'm mixed on it. But part of me thinks this is not very good for college sports. And It's not very good even for the young people.
Which direction do you think it's going?
It's out of control. It's highest bidder. And so look at a school like Texas Tech. I mean, they decided they wanted to go big time in NILs, and all of a sudden the program, excels. Ohio State won the national championship a year ago. They also paid the most money in NILs, allegedly.
Do you think this would be the destruction of smaller schools in the D1 level?
I think what happens is it creates a income inequality between colleges the same way that's reflected in a larger society.
Yes.
So that these top conferences pull away, they have their own level of athletes because they get the 5-star, they get the top star athlete, and they're just better. I think eventually the NCAA will go away because the SEC and the Big Ten will say, you know what? We don't need them. We can negotiate our own contracts.
Yeah.
We can make our own rules. We don't need larger bodies.
Sure.
We have this power.
Sure. Lee, tell people where they can find your book.
So it's on pre-order now.
Okay.
And so Amazon or Barnes & Noble. And it'll be out next month in March.
Thank you. Is this my copy? Can I have this one?
The problem is they only give us a few advance.
Sure.
This is the copy.
All right. That's Lee Steinberg. Make sure you go and buy his book, The Comeback. Lee Steinberg. We'll have more guests coming up here soon from Radio Row.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.